What a day of football we had today. We had Bobby ENDRICK give Real Madrid the winner, you know what I'm saying? We had Benfica win a massive game against Braga and move on to the semifinals of the Taça de Portugal. They're having a great season so far. We had Manchester United. I hate to say this, and I know people are going to troll me when I say it, but legitimately potentially winning the game of the season for them this year. A team that's in the relegation zone, but you know, United's not far from the relegation zone, and they had 10 men, so that was massive. We had Haaland score another goal. We had Danny take an injury. We have so much to talk about that I'm going to start with the Madrid game, move to the Benfica game, touch on the United game. I can only speak about bits and pieces of the Madrid game, though, because, lads, it was so much football on today, it was hard for me to keep track. There were so many games. I got to watch a bit of the United game, and then right when that one was kind of simmering down, I jumped to the Madrid game, watched like 15 minutes of that, then jumped to the Benfica game, watched the full Benfica game, but on my phone, I had the Madrid game on the side, not really paying attention. But I did get to see Bobby ENDRICK's goal. If you don't know why we call him Bobby ENDRICK, or why I call him Bobby ENDRICK, he said that Bobby, the English beast, the monster, the legend that I never got to see play because I'm old, and I know ENDRICK's a lot younger than me, and he never got to see him play. But he says that's his idol, bro. He says that's his guy, right? And you know, so he called him Bobby ENDRICK. That's what I call him. Bobby ENDRICK, just, man, it's Real Madrid's in a huge game against Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad is a great team. I want to touch on the negative stuff before we get to the awesome stuff. The stadium was bad today. We had again things being thrown at Vinny that shouldn't be from people in the fans. Fans saying things about players on the field, Asensio, and the ref having to go there and tell them if it didn't stop that the game would end. Just not good. Had to talk to the police. It was a lot of stuff that's happening in La Liga, whether it's towards Madrid, whether it's toward Barca players. It needs to stop. It needs to end. It just needs to stop. It's 2025. There's no room for this stuff in our beautiful game. Our sport is meant to get away from all the real life problems that are happening in life. Don't bring this stuff here, bro. Like, this is about the beauty of sports. I have a baby on the way. When my kid is born and grown up, I want to take him to stadiums, and I want him to feel safe, and I want him to see the game for what it is, the game, nothing else. You know, and I hope that eventually fixes itself. Regardless, let's talk about the beautifulness of the game. What a freaking ball from my boy Jude Bellingham to hit Bobby ENDRICK. And ENDRICK hits the nicest first touch, putting the ball directly in front of him to put in a nice, beautiful, sexy Trivela. And the dude has barely any minutes and already a few goals this season, 4 or 5 goals in barely any minutes. And it brings up the question once again that I'm going to have to say, why doesn't Ancelotti trust this kid more? Yes, he's not better than Mbappe. Yes, he should not be taking many minutes from Mbappe. But when there's games that are kind of done and settled, and you know that Madrid's going to pick up the win, I do think that Mbappe should come out for ENDRICK, because ENDRICK is a talented player, and I think Real Madrid should do everything to make him happy, because even though he's a baby, you don't want him to start wanting to leave. He's too much of a talent at the 9 position to let him leave, to lose him, especially if one day Rodrigo, which I hope they don't, but if Rodrigo maybe gets in his head that he wants to go play for City next year, and he wants a different challenge in his career, and they let him go, maybe there's a world where Mbappe can go on the right, or Vinny can go onto the right, and Mbappe can go back onto the left, and ENDRICK can go to the 9. And now all of a sudden your attack is ENDRICK, Vinny, and Mbappe. Maybe there's a world where that works with Jude Bellingham in behind. You know, maybe there's a world where, you know, I saw that Saudi Arabia was offering crazy money for Vinny, and money that he was like literally saying he wasn't leaving Madrid, but it's almost money, that life-changing money that almost no human being could say no to. Do I think that's going to happen? But no. But if there is a crazy contract and one day Vinny hits in the head that he might want to go, now you have Mbappe, ENDRICK, and Rodrigo. And I think letting a talent like ENDRICK want to leave in any way, shape, or form, I think is a bad thing for Real Madrid, because he looks to be one of the kids, the youngest, just upcoming talents in world football. I mean, look at the goal he scored. Like I said, the ball from Jude Bellingham is phenomenal, but ENDRICK did have himself in a good position to let Jude see him to be able to put that ball out there. And once the ball gets there, the way he hit with the touch, kind of like quick touch with it, puts it directly in front of him to put in a beautiful Trivela. Like, the whole play is beautiful. And he had one where he hit the crossbar. Like, ENDRICK is a very good talent, and I think that on a lot of European teams in football right now, where teams are struggling for number 9s, he would work, and he would play well, and he would actually start. So it's definitely something to keep your eye on with ENDRICK, because he's so amazing. Danny, on the other hand, is a player that's really you know, Madrid fans kind of used to troll it, Danny, oh, why is he out? But Danny really having a great season. He took an injury towards the back end of the game that hopefully is not something too serious. Maybe it looked like it could be serious. It doesn't look like it's good. And unfortunately, we're back again, lads, talking about the injury bug that we've been having all season long, unfortunately, for every team. Rodri at Madrid, at City, and players at Madrid, and players at Barca, and players at Sporting, and players at Benfica, and players here, and players there. Everyone is dealing with injury bugs like we've never really seen before, but it's because of the amount of games we're playing. And it's unfortunate, but ENDRICK today was phenomenal. Danny, unfortunately, I hope it's nothing bad, but Real Madrid picked up another massive win as they beat Real Sociedad. Not an exciting game like the Barca Atletico Madrid game, but a game where Real Madrid got it done. We're going to jump straight over to Manchester United before I get to my Benfica. Manchester United, I said at the beginning of the video that I thought that was the game of the season, and I truly believe it was the game of the season for them because Real Madrid, Manchester United starts the game, and I know a lot of people are going to troll me for this, but Onana, people think that it's not Onana's fault. Onana should have never came out at the first goal. If you guys watch it, yes, the defender makes a mistake, and pretty much an own goal happens because of it, right? But it's not an own goal, but it should have been considered pretty much because he pretty much gave the ball to the guy. But what happens is the ball gets knocked forward, and the Manchester United player has it completely under control. The ball is in his possession, if I'm being honest with you. But even with the ball being in his possession, Onana decides to come out the ball. So the defender now has Onana going to run into him. And if Onana just doesn't come out, the defender could have passed it back to Onana or kicked it directly out of bounds. But because Onana came out, he has to make a decision very quickly because Onana's running at him and someone's running from the back of him, and he makes a poor decision because Onana should not be where he's at. He should never be coming out. So they suffered the first goal. They're down 1-0. They turn around, make it 2-1. They were completely controlling the game, where the same defender who made a mistake when Onana was coming out gets a red card. A stupid red card as well. A really dumb red card. And then Ips ties it. It's 2-2, and somehow United's able to make it 3-2 and win the game. This win for them is massive because they're so far at the bottom. Every win right now for Manchester United is so important as Ruben Amorim tries to build that team up. But dumb decisions like this will end up costing Ruben Amorim his job as well as it cost Ten Hag the job, because the players that Real Madrid Manchester United purchased over the few years, like Onana, like a lot of these players, okay, they're just not good enough, right? Malacia, you're not seeing out there no more. Martinez, unfortunately, took a bad injury. Onana, terrible goalkeeper, in my opinion. Anthony, not there no more. Look at the players they brought in, bro. Most of them are not touching the field or are no longer there anymore. So Ten Hag, I think, just made really poor signings. And if the players that are coming in and the players that are there already don't step it up, Ruben's going to be sacked, and another manager's going to come in. The same thing's going to happen over and over, same pattern, because these players are just not playing up to the Manchester United standard. Either way, today was a huge win for them. They needed this win. They can't get no closer to the relegation zone. We know that the season's pretty much a lost season for them now. It's pretty much evaluating who's staying, who's not staying, how to build a team going forward. Is Ruben the guy? Is Ruben not the guy? Do we want to go with him next season? Do we want to buy players for him? Do we trust him? That's where that point of that Manchester United is now. But the most important thing for Manchester United fans is to hope the team just stays in a place where obviously Europe's kind of, but you just got to stay away from this relegation zone, reset for the next season, figure out who's staying, who's not staying, remove players that shouldn't be, and figure out how to go from there. But a big win for Manchester United. The Benfica game, wow. If Benfica plays like this, the way they played today in that first half, I think they have a really, really good shot at giving Barca a good game. I'm not saying they're going to beat Barcelona, but Benfica today played extremely well. Probably one of the better games I've seen from them this season. A couple games I've seen from them play a really good game this season was the Atletico Madrid game, where we beat them like 4-1 or something. The Barca game where we were up 4, and then we lost 5-4. Great game there. And against Braga today, they were phenomenal. We only won 1-0, but they look very, very scary going forward. Bruma has really helped the team. He can't play against Barcelona, unfortunately, because we couldn't register him into the Champions League. Too many players. And it's sad because we registered Manu, and then Manu took a season-ending injury on his ACL. So we could have registered Bruma instead. But we're going to have to play Sherlock on the wing. But Pavlidis is a guy that the Greek striker was phenomenal for us throughout the entire season. But he just wasn't scoring that many goals. Now he's really hit the scoring now on top of being just an absolute workhorse. And it's benefiting us massive, man. Benfica is really playing much better football right now. Otamendi at his age has been incredible for us. I'm not a big Otamendi fan being at Benfica as he played for Porto, but he's been playing absolutely incredible. Carreras, that came from Manchester United, has been phenomenal. It's a huge 1-0 win for us. And again, it was one of the better games I've seen for Benfica for the first 60, 70 minutes. The back end of the game, they started getting a little bit tired. But now we have a week off before we play Barcelona. They're really mad about that. They're upset that we moved our game, but it's smart they did it, man. They got a week of rest, and hopefully this will help the team kind of get their legs back. Yeah, man, huge win against Braga, who's a really good team in Portugal. But one thing before we move on, just Arsenis, man. Arsenis is an absolute, just an animal of a player, man. That guy plays in every position except for goalie for us. He's just a guy that just works for the team, never stops running. It's just unbelievable to watch him play. I didn't get to watch the City game. I didn't get to watch the Chelsea game. I didn't get to watch the Arsenal game. I didn't get to watch the Liverpool game. But Liverpool won 2-0. Again, pushing further and further away as Arsenal drop points again. It's looking like Liverpool is going to win this league. United City's going to knock off Spurs 1-0. Holland scored, I think, his 29th goal this season. And then Chelsea with a big 4-0 victory, a massive, massive win over who they play. They play Southampton, a huge, huge win. So looking at the table, man, this Liverpool team, 67 points now, Arsenal 54 points. Liverpool are scary, 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 scary. They have 7 draws, 1 loss the entire season, 20 wins, 66 goals for. This Liverpool team just looks absolutely monstrous. And I don't think we should stop talking about the Premier League without giving recognition to Forest, who's in 3rd place. Forest is in 3rd place with 48 points. Incredible. And I just want to say one more thing. This is one of the worst City seasons we've ever seen. The worst, right? I think we can all agree on that. And not since like the Guardiola era. Lads, they are 1 point away from 3rd place. As bad as they are 1 point away from 3rd place. 1 point away from 3rd place, right? And the way Liverpool's playing right now, Arsenal, they're 7 points from Arsenal, and that's not. There's a chance still there, right? There's still a chance there for City to make a move on Arsenal if they keep dropping points. So I mean, City's not doing so bad, man. It's kind of crazy, but anyways, lads, it was an amazing football day. Bobby ENDRICK was really fun to watch. My Benfica picked up a win. I wish I could have got to watch more of the United and the Real Madrid game, but watched the Benfica game, and I was very, very happy with the way Benfica played. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about the games today and what was the best game of the day, and did I miss it? Was the Liverpool game insane? What game was really good? Because I missed a lot, man. I got to watch Benfica, 15 minutes or 20 minutes of Madrid, and a bit of the United game, but watch the Benfica game, man. That's the one I was interested in. Anyways, love you guys, man. Thanks for watching. Go on, Bobby ENDRICK.